Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Today's our second presentation from software for the alarm industry. Today's presenter is Victoria Ferro, and she's the president of MicroKey. MicroKey has been around about 40 years already. They have a huge chunk of the alarm industry. They have software for dealers, and they have software for central stations, and they have a very long list of I guess they call them customers or clients of dealers and central stations. So it's a well-established software provider, and Victoria's been with the company for 22 years, she tells me, and she's now the president. You'll have her, I'm sure she's going to post her phone number and email before she's finished with this webinar, so that you can call her directly. Also, like all the other webinars we're presenting, this will be posted, and this is being recorded. It will be posted. It'll be available to you forever, or as long as K&K keeps its website up, or YouTube stays alive. And maybe Victoria is going to have it on her website as well. So anyway, without further reading into our presentation, Victoria, you're ready to go. Good
Thank
luck.
You so much, Ken, for that.
Oh, one other thing. Wait, sorry.
Okay.
Questions. Put your questions in the question section of your on your screen, and I will read them to Victoria when she's done with her presentation. I'm going to try not to interrupt her. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Thanks for being so generous and giving me this platform to be able to speak to your followers. This is an amazing opportunity, and I'm so excited to be here. So just a second of housekeeping, like Ken said. If you have any questions, we're going to hold the questions to the end of the presentation. You have a little icon in your toolbar, in your go-to toolbar, that says chat. You can chat the question to him. I don't see the questions as they're coming in. He has to feed them to me. So at the end, he'll either read the questions or he'll copy them to me at the end of the presentation, and we will go ahead and review the question and answer session then. So without further, yes, sir.
Put your screen up.
I'm doing that right now.
Okay.
Are we able to see my screen?
Not yet.
How about now?
Nope.
I see it. Chris, can you?
Yes, I can.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Okay. I think the attendees are seeing it because it's saying that I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
If the attendees can't see it, can you please shoot a message to Ken and let him know if you are not seeing the presentation?
Oh, someone said yes, they see it. I don't know why I'm not seeing it, but okay, good to go.
All right. Well, again, thank you all for joining me today. My name is Victoria Ferro, and as Ken mentioned, I am the president of MicroKey Solutions. Today, I want to really focus on the top 5 reasons why we think and our customers think that our product, AutoBiller Plus, is the best choice for alarm dealers. Just a little bit about MicroKey before we jump in. MicroKey has been in business for 39 years. Like Ken mentioned, we're going to be celebrating our 40th very soon. And we produce, develop, design, support seamless integrations or seamless automation solutions for accounting, service tracking, service management, business management, and alarm monitoring, which is also central station automation software solutions. So we do it from start to finish. So some of our customers may just use our dealer products, our business management solution, our accounting solutions, and then we have monitoring stations that use a combination of both, or we have some other platforms of monitoring stations that just use our central station solution. Little bit about me, as Ken said, I've been with the company for over 20 years, and I've been president for about 10 of the years that I've been with MicroKey. And as president, I am a really active participant in the company. I'm active in operations and the development, the support, and our products and services. So I am very in touch with everything that's going on in regards to the operations, in regards to software development, in regards to the production and the producing of our products. I like to be in close connection with everything that's going on, especially with our clients, in hearing their feedback. We do, or I host a lot of webinars with our customers to do different things like focus groups to hear their opinions. We do surveys. I contact customers one-on-one and do interviews with them. I talk about new features that we're getting ready to release to groups of end users to see if they are happy with the way that we're developing it. So as the leader of this software and technology company, I am very present and very active and take my role to my customers as a very serious role. Now, what we're the experts in? We are, like I said, AutoBiller Plus is a business management solution product. So we do accounts receivable, we do service tracking, we do accounts payable, we do inventory tracking and job costing, and we could roll all of your financials up with a general ledger. So that's one-stop shop. We don't integrate with QuickBooks. Now, you don't have to have the complete business management solution to use our product. If your stage of your business is that you just want billing, you can just do billing. If you want billing and service, you can just do that combination of product. So in addition to those core products that we do have add-ons that enhance the experience of those products. So for example, from our service, we have a service field application. From the accounts receivable, we have a payment portal that we're going to talk about in a little bit more detail. Now, we also do, as Ken mentioned, the central station automation software. So alarm monitoring, we do alarm monitoring from a third-party perspective, from a full-service perspective. We do proprietary as a big chunk of our monitoring business as well. From an accounting and a monitoring station perspective, we do have the most volume of customers. We have the most dealers running our billing platform and the most monitoring stations worldwide, actually. Throughout the globe, we have a monitoring station in every continent that is utilizing our solutions. So in addition to those core products, we do also offer what's called concierge billing. So if you're an alarm dealer and you're looking to maybe expand your resources in your accounts receivable department, we have the ability to help you through this concierge billing department to actually run your recurring billing and queue all of that up for you if you don't have the resources to actually do everything and you want to have your accounts receivable person focus on something else. So that's a service that we offer. And a new service alert that we're going to be offering coming soon. We're going to be launching this service the first quarter 2024. We call it 9 to 5 monitoring. So we've listened to some of our monitoring stations, and one of the biggest pain points that the monitoring stations have right now is staffing. They're having a tremendous time, a difficult time trying to staff second and third shift with the competition for, employees in the areas. So we're offering this new service called 9 to 5 monitoring, and we're partnering with one of our premier monitoring stations that's actually located in Long Island, New York as well. And you can monitor your own accounts 9 to 5, 8 to 4, 8 to 6, and then when you're ready, you can leave for the day and it'll automatically switch over for our partners, operators, to staff and to monitor your alarms with your business name as the calls are coming in. So it's going to be a seamlessly integrated partnership between MicroKey, your dealers or your customers, and the third-party monitoring station. Now, you don't have to be a monitoring station currently to utilize this service. If you wanted to pick it up and start to do it as a new business model for yourself, this will be an opportunity of growth for you as well. So I just wanted to mention that is coming first quarter 2024. So we are the experts in a lot of different areas, and I think we're the experts and do it well in these areas. So let's get into the top reasons. Top 5 reasons Auto Biller Plus is the best choice for alarm dealers. That's where our focus is going to be, Auto Biller Plus. That is the billing and service and management side of our software solution. So number 5, we have a hosted solution. Now, in certain cases, you may want to have it on premise. We do allow you to do that. It is a different pricing structure from our hosted solution, but one of the most powerful aspects of our software solution is that we are hosted. We enable you to be able to work anywhere that you have an internet connection, which is really helpful these days with the hybrid, approach. We have some employees that are working from home a couple of days a week, some come into the office, some are just remote full time. So anywhere they have an internet connection, they're going to be able to access the platform and to do their jobs. Now, a little note about our hosted solution. I think what makes us better and what makes us different is our solutions are hosted on a very widely used and popular cloud computing platform. We are not hosting a couple of services in Joe's co-location down the street. We are using a world-renowned cloud platform solution. Our hosted environment is a global presence, and there's data centers throughout multiple regions of the world. So we have our servers spread out in different geographical locations so that we have redundancy and that we can protect the data that's located in those servers in those clouds throughout different servers in different geographical locations for protection. We do offer scalability and flexibility. We are a product that you can grow with. So you may see some of the competing softwares in this webinar series. At the end of the presentation, they may flip up a slide that says, getting started, investment $5,000. We absolutely have an option for you, whatever stage in your business you are. If you're just getting started and you have one account, or if you have 10,000 accounts, we have a solution that's scalable and that's flexible in pricing that's going to enable you to get started whatever stage you are in your business. Now, our hosted application, security and compliance is the number one and the most important thing to us. So we adhere to all of the industry-specific compliance standards from, just from a UL perspective, from a security perspective, but also standards that are for cloud computing server perspective. So we want to make sure that everyone's data is safe. And MicroKey's data ourselves, we are hosted in this solution, and I feel 1000% confident every day that our data is safe and secure. So that's number 5. Number 4, we have some robust dealer applications and add-ons for you. So, I kind of wanted to take a little bit of a different approach here. Some of the different software vendors may pull up their screen and show you a demonstration that really doesn't connect you and doesn't really make sense. It's out of context because you're only getting a short period of time to review their screen. So I'm going to show you a couple of things, but I really wanted to focus on the whys first. So talking about how it all connects and why this connects for you in a more meaningful perspective. So when I say that we have robust dealer apps meaning the dealer community and add-on modules, these are products that we design and we develop to try to make you more efficient, to try to help you run your business more seamlessly, to help you do more with less staff, with less overhead, with less duplicate data entry, with less paper in your office. And one of our flagship products that I want to highlight in this screen is our field service application called Tech Pro. Now, Tech Pro has been around. We've been around with this application, not this version, but the application in the field for over 10 years. So this is a very seasoned product. This isn't a new product that was just uploaded to the App Store, the Google Play Store last week. This is a product that has been tried and tested and has gone through the gamut of the dealer scrutiny and the dealer feedback. We have this product developed in a native application for Apple and for Android devices. And what's unique about this product is we have what's called smart scaling to accommodate any screen size. So if today I'm logging in from my iPhone, it automatically knows how much screen real estate to take. If I'm logging in from my iPad tomorrow, it automatically knows what size iPad that I'm using. So it will take advantage of the screen size and scale automatically for you interchangeably with whatever device that you log in from. Now, the Tech Pro application, so you're connected through your app, or the technician is connected through the app. Every time they're entering information, that is automatically and dynamically updating your database. So you pull a piece of inventory from your truck, it's automatically being incremented to the ticket and to your database real time. Now, just say, for example, you do field service work and there's going to be no cell connectivity. You could download the tickets to an offline mode, so you can work, you could do everything you need to do with that particular ticket. You get your parts list, you have the ability to pull your hardware or your installed equipment, etc. It's going to put all of that information offline. As soon as you connect, you click a button, it's going to sync everything to the live database. Now, since we are an application, we do have to maintain security and privacy measures because the application is talking to your database, and we need to keep that channel secure so that nobody could try to hack it. So we have very high privacy and integrity transmission information through the applications, through different protocols that keep it encrypted, that keep that pipeline between the two secure. I think we have one of the most friendly user interfaces of all of the products that I've seen, even products that are not specific to the security alarm industry. Now, this is something that's really important that you may not hear from a software person that you're talking to in these webinars. We do frequent new feature updates, and we also do frequent bug fixes. So frequent new features meaning every quarter, we typically will drop a couple of new features to the Tech Pro application, right? So users will say, hey, this would be really cool if you could do this or we could do that. We will go into research and development. We'll see how we could accommodate that in the application. And then on the flip side, if somebody reports something to us, hey, this is broke, we are going to, assess what the level of broke is. If it is a work stoppage, that fix happens immediately. If it is something that could go into the next build, we will go ahead and get it fixed, and we will upload it as we get the fixes done. So we are committed and dedicated to not only providing you new features, but also if there is a bug or if there is an anomaly, we are going to fix that in a timely manner as well. The other thing to note with the Tech Pro application is it integrates with your inventory tracking in your billing modules. So it's a seamless workflow. You have, the Tech Pro application, they're pulling inventory from their truck, they're pulling inventory from a parts list. That automatically is integrating with your business management modules if you elect to have the inventory tracking. The billing, it automatically queues up those installation orders or those service tickets to be billed automatically from the completed work orders. So that's number 4, our number 4 reason why we think that AutoBiller Plus is the best solution. Now, here's a couple of screenshots. Now, it's a little bit difficult for me to seamlessly show the application live through the go-to. So yesterday I pulled up some service tickets on my demo system and took pictures of them on my iPhone. I have an iPhone 13 Pro. So what you're seeing here is just a couple of screenshots that I wanted to provide for you to give you a flavor of what the application looks like. So over here is the schedule date. The technician has the ability to toggle back and forth to see what their schedules are. They do have an ability to say, what their status is. Are they en route? Have they arrived? Are they at lunch? And this static is dynamically updated to the office to a little dashboard that they have the ability to see. Now, here are the ticket details in, like in a concise format. They have the quick view where they could just see a little bit more that they could see on this screen, or they could go into the full details of the ticket, which you're seeing here. This this is the details, giving them a little bit more information, the CSID information, the panel information, where it's located, etc. And then I wanted to pull up in this example just one other screen. These are the different options that the technician has the ability to navigate in the application. So the ticket detail, which is that screen over here, parts and material, pulling from their truck inventory. We could send them with an install list. So we have proposal, and from proposal, when that's converted to an installation order, you can create a parts list automatically. That parts list will present to the service technician for the installation orders. They have the ability to say used it, used it, used it, used it, and then upon completion of those service tickets, that install list then becomes part of the customer's permanent installed equipment list. So we are creating this integrated efficiency for you from proposal through installation order, through completion to the customer's permanent installed equipment list, which is available to the technician every time they go out to do a service ticket. This flag is, or this option is always available, and if it's populated, the equipment will be there. We also have the ability to track their labor. Now, if you're a monitoring station that also does installs or that does service tickets, we do give you the option in the Tech Pro application to manage the zones or to manage the panels, to see the panels, manage the zones, to put the zones on and off test through a service ticket or through an installation order. So imagine you're a monitoring station and you deploy an installation order to a technician. They don't have to call the office. They don't have to drop out to another application to do the on and off test. They could do it directly from the installation order. Then we have call list. So say I go out to do a service call and I say, Ken, this is the information that we have for you. Is this still correct information, or do I need to make an update? So they have the ability to show the customer the call list and make sure that that information is still valid. We also have customer signature, ticket estimate, so you can process payments that automatically will connect to the gateway through the Tech Pro application. So you could do an estimate, like if this is a trouble ticket, like this is going to cost $200, you want me to proceed? Okay, so now you have the estimate. Now I could collect the payment automatically. We have completing the ticket. Completing the ticket will then send the status of complete to the office, and then the office has the ability to review it from an administrative perspective and to make any changes or to do any follow-up for that ticket that they need to. And then we also have the ability to take pictures. So from any part in the application, if I'm installing the panel and the boss wants me to take a picture of every single piece of equipment that I install, what their serial numbers are, what all of the information is, they can take pictures throughout the application, and we store those to your cloud account with this customer with these service tickets. So it's a really comprehensive application. We have some really great supporting videos to get the technician started from a training perspective. It typically only takes, about 15 minutes for the technician to go through all of the features, to go through the training, and they could be up and running in regards to utilizing the Tech Pro application. This is one of the products that I'm most proud of in that we design and develop, because it truly can revolutionize the way that you do service for your company. The second product that I want to show you, this isn't an application. This is a payment portal. This is a web-based product. One of the main things that if you become a client of MicroKey, if you decide to partner with MicroKey, one of my main concerns from a dealer, from a billing perspective, is getting you paid, right? So I want to make sure every aspect of what you do begins with the end in mind, and that end in mind is getting you paid quicker so that you have cash flow to run your business. So we have various methods for you to get paid. This that I'm showing you right here, this is called the PayPoint application. It's a customer portal. You could deploy the customer a link. They can sign on, just like as if you would have access to your Chase to go ahead and pay your credit card bill. You would log in, user ID, password, and you could pay whatever invoices or statements that you have open. Now, from this perspective, you can give them access to the payment portal. It's not the only way that they can access it, but I'll get to that next. But something that's really unique and really beneficial from the dealer perspective is not only can they pay their bill here, imagine that you took them from the proposal. Now, everybody always has this big problem, right? This in between, like, how am I going to get them to get me their payment method? How am I going to get them to sign up for auto charge? They're sending documents in Adobe and Acrobat and all this crazy stuff, right? And trying to get that information after the sales guy goes in and does the close. Well, you can send a link to your closed customer and say, here, set up your account. Please put your payment method, your default payment method on file that you would like us to auto pay to, or that you would like to use to auto pay your invoice moving forward. All of the legal verbiage that you need for them to authorize the auto pay is customizable. So you can cut and copy it from your contract, put it there. When they click the check mark, it is going to automatically marry that payment method that they input, which, by the way, is tokenized for PCI compliance, and it is going to set them up so when they receive their invoice, or when their invoice gets created for their recurring billing for their next monitoring bill, we are automatically going to go through the process and have that paid with the credit card or the bank information that they put on file. So they can store credit cards, they could have multiple credit cards, but they'll indicate which one would be for the auto pay. And they also, if they don't want to put a credit card on file, they have the ability to put their bank information. Now, we do support surcharging. So if credit card fees are a hardship for your business, as they are for everyone, if you live in a state that surcharging is accepted, you do have the ability to assess surcharges to the payment portal and to any other credit card processing throughout the MicroKey solution. So this is the dashboard. They're logging in with the user ID and password. They create their own user ID and password the first time around. Now, if your client doesn't want to have to remember all that, they don't want to remember their user ID and password every time they try to pay an invoice from you, we do have the ability for them to do what's called the guest checkout. So down here, they would click guest checkout. Their subscriber ID, they're looking at the invoice, right? Because you emailed it to them. They put their name, they put their billing zip code, search invoices. That's going to pull up the list of invoices that they have. And they have the ability to pay multiple invoices or one invoice without ever having to log into the portal. Now, the last area that we're going to make it easy for your customers to pay, if they receive their invoice via email, we're going to put a link to that payment for the invoice directly within the email that they receive. So if you have received an invoice similar to that in your regular life, maybe if you bought some services or paid for something and they sent you a link that you just click it and then put in the credit card information, we also have that as well. So we are giving you 3 ways, very easy ways, to get paid as soon as the invoices are created. And we're also giving you an opportunity to connect to your customer, give them that self-service so that they could set up their credit cards, and then also have the ability to say that they would like to be for the auto payment. Now here's the flagship. Here is where all of the magic happens from a MicroKey perspective. We develop something that's called Set It, Forget It, and Collect It billing. Automated billing. We do true recurring billing services, like for your monitoring, for maintenance, for for recurring services. This is like tailored to subscription types of billing. There's a lot of people that say they could accommodate subscription billing, but it becomes like a memorized transaction, or it's truly not customized for like a subscription type of billing. So we have the ability to have you set up any frequency. I see a lot of dealers because they have a lot of pain with their billing, will do something like they're only going to bill once a quarter. And then they limit their cash flow for the rest of the quarter. They're only billing once. They're getting a big chunk of money the first month, and then they're dry. You know, they have to rely on sales to come in for the next 2 months, or they'll do it just annually. So the beauty of MicroKey and our auto biller is it doesn't matter. I could set the customers up for monthly. I could set them up for quarterly. I could set them up for annually. I could set them up for semi-annually. I can spread that cash flow out, you know, throughout the year, every single month. I could do quarterly, but I could run a quarterly billing every single month. I could do a monthly billing every single month or an annual billing every month. So we have complete flexibility, and it is designed for you to be able to maximize your cash flow throughout the year. It's seamless. So you set it up once, you say this customer is going to be quarterly, this is the amount we're paying, this is what I want it to say on the invoice. It's going to create the invoices for you whenever you say. So you have the ability to say, I want to run my billing October 15th at 10 a.m. or the 15th of every month at 10 a.m. It's smart enough. It's going to go through. It's going to look at all of your billing cycles. It's going to look at all of the different frequencies. It's going to calculate the amounts. It's going to create the invoices for you. If those guys are set up for ACH or for credit card processing, we're going to communicate to the gateway automatically. We're going to upload those transactions. The gateway is going to do its thing. It's going to go ahead and hit those credit cards or those bank accounts. It's going to deposit that money into the accounts that you have. And then we're going to pull down all of the receipts and automatically apply them to those open invoices. Now, if there's some exceptions where somebody didn't have enough money in their bank or somebody's credit card expired, we are going to present you with a grid of those exceptions and allow you to just have to work on those 5, 10, 15 that bounced versus having to deal with the whole lot. So this happens all automatically. Then if you have those, you know, those customers that aren't signed up for ACH or EFT, you can email them their invoices with the link so that they could automatically click it. We don't have to wait for them to send us a check. We can get payment automatically. Or you could just send them a link to the payment portal and say, hey, click here and make a payment. Whatever you think your customers are going to interact with more, on a better basis. So the portal that I showed you is customizable. The color palette that I showed you was the MicroKey color palette. So we are orange and gray. When you get the payment portal, you're going to set your logo. You're going to set your color palette. You're going to set what color you want to say on the, to have on the bar as the headings, as the borders. Everything is going to be customizable so that your customer recognizes this as your branding. And then in addition to that, when I say collect it, there's going to be another slide that I'm going to talk to you about that is going to help you with automated reminders for the invoices and for the past due amounts. So this is another one of my favorite products. Everything's my favorite product with MicroKey, but this is another one of my favorite products with MicroKey. This is called Customer Connect, and I like to call it the virtual employee because honestly and truly, you can have 10 employees that would never be able to do the work as this Customer Connect module. So some of the things that the Customer Connect does, or what its main focus is it automates customer communication. So from your office, communicating directly to your customers via email with different messaging. So some of the examples of what the Customer Connect can do, if you're using our sales from prospect to proposal and you close that deal, we could send them a welcome letter. In that welcome letter, we have the link to the pay point that says, hey, click here and put in your credit card information and sign up for auto pay, or just welcome. We're so happy that you decided to trust us with your security alarm service. Whatever you want to say, something very impactful, keeps you connected to your customers and also is an additional touch, right? Gives you an additional visibility with your customers. Here's one of my favorites. So before you run your billing, you have the, the credit card processing for customers. Now, we do tokenization in the database. So there's no credit cards in there, but we do know when that token expires. So we can create a series of emails to go out to customers whose tokens are getting ready to expire or the credit cards are getting ready to expire before I do the billing run. Why do I want to wait to get 15 exceptions after I run my recurring billing? Let me get them to update their information before I run the billing. So an example that I recommend to the customers is, let's find out who's expiring 30 days prior to our billing run. Then we're going to give them an opportunity with the link to the PayPoint portal so that they could update their credit card. Next thing, if they don't update it, we're going to send them another message in 15 days before the billing run. Hey, another message, you forgot to update your credit card information. Then we're going to send it 7 days before. Then we're going to send it 2 days before. So these are all automated touches that get configured and set up. You don't even have to lift a finger. You don't even have to press a button. This is going to all happen in the background, and it is going to communicate to your customer something your accounts receivable people are never going to have the time to do, to call all these people before the billing to get the credit card information. It's brilliant, it works flawlessly, and it's one of my favorite features. We can also send thank you notes. Thank you for your, for service. Thank you for being a customer. And then, the big kahuna, collection notices. So your goal is to get everybody paying with ACH or credit card so that you could decrease that amount of time that you get paid. That's the golden standard. If you're worried about the credit card fees, you put that little surcharge on, and that's going to cover the fees for you, or most of the fees for you. But if you have that group of folks that really don't feel comfortable doing the credit card or the ACH, we call them like snail mail, even though I don't recommend anybody mail anything anymore. I'd first prefer them to get an email, but we still have to chase that money a little bit. Or we might have, like those people that pay with a purchase order and there's a long period of time. You could set different billing due dates for each individual customer. But on a whole, if we have customers that we send invoices out to and we're trying to collect the money, you can give your accounts receivable person a list. They could call. Nobody's going to answer the phone at all. They'll never get through to anyone. All of their notes will say, tried to call, no answer, left voicemail, sent email. So this Customer Connect module, it is going to automatically send whatever collection messages that you want to send to your customers. So from a MicroKey perspective, we have some customers that aren't signed up for the automatic credit card processing. We do 30 days net terms. 31 days, those folks that didn't pay, we send them a gentle reminder. They probably forgot. They probably received the invoice. They were out somewhere. They didn't make the payment. Hey, Mr. Customer, just wanted to remind you your invoice is past due. Here's a link to our PayPoint or to the guest checkout. Please make your payment. Now, in 15 more days, we'll send another message. In 30 days, we send a different message. So you can create different messaging depending upon the age of the invoice. And all of this happens in the background communication to your customers. Now, if you have customers who you do not want to send the communications to at all, you can put them in the list and they will never receive the communication. So it's extremely powerful and extremely beneficial to your business. So I want to just talk about the workflow really quick because I've been referring to it a little bit, but I want to show it to you in a linear format and kind of talk about how some of the modules plug in. I'm going to take a quick sip. So as I mentioned, we can start from, people call it CRM, we still call it prospect. We can start from a prospect level. So you have a database. It comes with the base auto biller product. This isn't something that you have to pay extra. It is inclusive with the package. Potential customers, I could keep track of those customers. I could keep track of how they heard about us. Where did they hear about us? So I am now keeping track of my marketing matrices. I'm paying X amount of money for Google Analytics. I'm paying my web people to put out Google ads, etc. So now I know where these customers or these prospects are coming in from, how old, how long, what date they came in. And as a sales manager, with the combination of the proposal, I can run really efficient sales meetings. I don't have my sales team keeping track of stuff in Excel on their laptop. You know, it's a big secret when they come to the meeting, what prospects they were able to come up with for this, you know, for this week or for that month, how many proposals they wrote, what's the amount of the proposals, what's the probability of closing those proposals. Now you could come into those sales meetings as the owner or as the sales manager, and you can host meetings that are going to concentrate specifically on your sales funnel. What do we have up at the top? What's getting close to closure? How close are you to making your quotas? Very impactful reporting that comes with the combination of those two products. The proposal then transitions into some additional workflows. Prospects, Mr. Prospect says, I love your alarm monitoring system. I'm going to go ahead and buy it. We convert that prospect to a subscriber. That proposal that they signed off on, now I could send multiple proposals to them, but the one they signed off on, I could convert that into the installation order. From the installation order, which is different than a trouble ticket. Trouble ticket is, client, I have a problem. I need you to come out and fix my system. The panel keeps beeping. That's considered like a work order or a trouble ticket. That's also associated to the flow, but from the main workflow, our proposal will convert to your install order with the parts list. So the parts from the proposal populate the parts list. The tech goes out, he does the installation, he takes pictures of all of the different hardware that he installed, he checks off the parts list, and all of a sudden, we've relieved the inventory from our warehouse. And in addition to relieving the inventory, I have now built that subscriber's installed equipment list. So every time we have trouble out there, the technician has the ability at their fingertips to see all of the equipment that's installed at that site, where it's located, any applicable service numbers, etc. Now from the inventory, so when I close the installation list or the install order, when I click that button close, it'll say, hey, wait a second, would you like to start the recurring revenue for this customer? Because at the proposal, I have already built and proposed to the customer what the recurring billing will be. So I automate the RMR, the next session it runs, or the next cycle it runs, and then we get paid. And the number one reason, the absolute number one reason to partner with MicroKey is you're going to get a partnership. You're just not going to get a software vendor. You know, we do have a lot of software solutions, but they are very specific to the security alarm industry. We don't do, you know, electrical contractors. We don't do lawn businesses. We don't do, you know, off-the-shelf types of businesses. Our product, the fields within our product are tailored specifically to the security alarm industry. And like I said, whenever we are looking to develop something, is this going to add value from streamlining operations? Is it going to automate something? Is it going to provide benefit to reporting for our customers? Is this going to make their business more valuable? That is how we look at what we develop and design into our software application. You know, the solutions are streamline your billing, scheduling, monitoring, reporting. So reporting is like one of the you know, it's like the unsung hero of your software applications. The automation does all of the heavy lifting in the application, but at the end of the day, if say you're getting ready to retire or you're looking to take out a loan so that you can, you know, make an acquisition, and they ask you, hey, could you give me this report? Can you give me this report? Can you give me this report? You're going to have all of that reporting at your fingertips with MicroKey, because we have designed and developed these reports specifically with that end result in mind. There isn't going to be a day as a business owner that you're not going to be able to run a service analysis. I did X amount of service calls this month. This is how much it cost me, you know, with my labor, with our inventory that we had to buy. This is our cost. This is what we cost the you know, this is what we charge the customer. What is our profitability or lack of profitability? All of the reports in every module are tailored to specifically be transparent, to give you these tips to help you analyze the different points in your business, to analyze where you're not profitable, where you are profitable, and to help you to make decisions to move forward, the next period. So we're really dedicated to helping you get paid quicker. We want your customers to have as many self-service options as possible. With the portals, we try to make it as user-friendly for them as possible. We want them to have a good experience because our products that are customer-facing are a reflection of you. So we put our most into anything that's going to be customer-facing to your customers. And as I mentioned, we're scalable. You could have one account or you could have 100,000 accounts. We are going to be able to put you into a solution at any stage of your business. So really, one of the other main reasons why I think that MicroKey is the person or the company to partner with is really the people that are behind me, that are behind your products. We currently have 27 full-time employees. 8 of which sit in our customer resolution team, which you could call tech support team. They're the ones, if you have a question or you have a problem, they're the ones that are going to call you. They're the ones that are going to hold your hand. They're the ones that are going to help you when you're freaking out if you have a problem or you can't run a report or you forgot how to do something. So that team is, customer facing, and they are an awesome group of people. We also have our in-house development team. We have our administrative team. We have our business development team. We have a full implementation team that is dedicated from taking you from day one, I just got my solution, into running your billing, into running, getting your service deployed for the first time, helping you to get used to the program, to get over your pain of change, and to help your team and your staff use our products successfully. We also have the concierge billing department, our sales team, of course, and our development team. In addition to that, we do have 4 contract employees that are working with us on a part-time basis, but we are a seasoned and very robust team. A lot of our employees have been with us 20 years, 15 years, 10 years. And the least amount of time, would be a couple of years, some newer folks that just joined our CRT team. But they are all phenomenal and, ready to assist with any questions that you guys have. Now, you might ask yourself, how do I get started? This is great. Victoria did a nice presentation. She did a lot of rah-rah. She thinks MicroKey's great. How do I know if this is, if this is for me? How do I know if this is the right fit for me? So the first thing that you want to do, you're going to connect. I have one of my associates, Chris Lintz, on the phone. He works really closely with me, with the dealers to help you guys find the best fit for you with our product combination. You're going to communicate your budget. Like I said, we have an introductory package, or we can go all through your full financials to your general ledger. You're going to clearly communicate how much do you have, like what is your tolerance for your investment costs, and we're going to help you to create a package that would fit that budget for yourself. The second thing that you're going to do after you communicate your budget, are we in your price range? We're going to prepare a one-on-one demo for you. But here's what's really important, and I would challenge you to do this with any of the software providers that you're meeting with or that you're hearing on these presentations. Prepare a list of your questions, your top 5. What are your needs and expectations for your new software solution? Now, any of these folks might tell you, it's a breeze to change to our software. Anybody that tells you it's going to be easy to change your entire business management software solution is not being honest with you. It is painful to change software just because change, the nature of change, can be very painful for people. It could just be pressing a button that's different. The pain of change is real. So you want to make sure that all of your needs and expectations are expressed. And I highly recommend you write it on a piece of paper, and then as the demo person is going through, check it off of your list. If you absolutely must have something, make sure that that need is met. We don't want you to partner with us if we are not going to be able to provide what you need. Now, in your demo, I highly, highly recommend, as I mentioned, the pain of change is real for people. I highly recommend that you include all of your team members that should be part of this process, right? So maybe the AR department, the warehouse department. If you're going to do a monitoring demonstration with us, we'd love to have, your central station manager, your data entry people, maybe an operator, your operations person. Have the folks that are going to be using it day to day be part of the decision-making process, because it really doesn't help if the owner of the company who's not going to use it in a vacuum makes this decision and then shoves it down, each department's throat. Those implementations are pretty painful for those folks. It's important for them to see how this is going to make their lives easier, to get excited about the change, and then maybe they won't mind so much about the pain that's associated with learning something new. So that's what we recommend. You could connect with us. We're going to show you how to get in touch with us. We would love to do a one-on-one demo. We'd love to meet your team, hear about what your needs are, see if we're a good fit. We're not looking to make a one-time sale. That does me no good. We are looking for partners for life. Not everybody is a MicroKey partner, and we might not be the best fit for everyone. So this demonstration process, this interview process, you're interviewing us, to make sure that we can, satisfy your business needs. And we're making sure that you're a fit for us as well, because we're looking for these deep partnerships for the life of your business. And that brings me to the end of our presentation. I hope you found it beneficial. Some ways that you can get in touch with us, as Ken mentioned, we are going to post this YouTube video once it's rendered. We will put it in a blog post at our website at www.microkey.com. If you want to get in touch with me after, you can see my email address is here, vferro@microkey. In regards to the presentation, I have Courtney Wagner at MicroKey. She is our marketing person. I will get you connected to Chris if you want to do a demo. Our phone number is here. Also, give us a follow on LinkedIn. We would absolutely love to share more information with you. And now I will go ahead and pass the presentation back to Ken and see if there's any questions. I know we didn't leave a lot of time for questions. I apologize. I got a little excited to share the good news about MicroKey.
Okay, thanks a lot. You did a terrific job.
Thank you.
Surprised you're not on cable news. That's where you really could be. Some of these questions you may have covered because they might have come in earlier while you were speaking, and you might have covered it afterwards.
Okay.
So the first one is, does MicroKey integrate with alarm.com?
MicroKey has a data entry integration with alarm.com, yes.
Okay. Is your hosted solution accessed through a web browser? Does the team need to install any remote access software or
No.
to a VPN?
It's accessed through an RDP connection. So they get deployed a link, and they double click on the link, and it automatically brings them through their security. They put in their passwords, and it brings them to their cloud server. What
credit card gateways or processors do you support for your customer portal and auto biller?
We're currently partnered with Skybank in regards to our credit card processing and our ACH.
What lead generation softwares, central stations, does MicroKey integrate with? Are proposals dynamic or have any media additional options like picture, video, etc.?
Our proposals don't allow video. You can insert pictures per line item as to what the equipment looks like. Our CRM is our CRM, so it's automatically in the MicroKey. I'm not sure if that's what the question was. We don't integrate with an external CRM. We have our own integrated CRM.
Do you offer a hands-on test account for us to use before we purchase?
We could offer you a test account. I don't recommend it because that would be like me deploying you an Excel spreadsheet and asking you to do a complex formula. It does really require some hand-holding in regards to getting started in navigation, but we do have a very robust online university that I could deploy to anybody who's also interested in doing a trial, that they could take a look at some of the videos. It's live. It shows you in different segments how to do an invoice, how to set this up. And then if you really want to do a trial, we can have Chris get that set up for you. Yes.
Can customers approve or sign the proposals electronically, or I suppose contracts as well electronically?
So we have an add-on application that I didn't mention called MK Sales. So the sales team can have this iPad application. They could do proposals in the field. They could get the signature or the signature to the proposal and to the contract through this application.
Does MicroKey have any integrations with DocuSign, HelloSign, or so you have none? Okay. Are you able to migrate data from Sedona Alarm Biller?
Yes, we are very familiar with that process.
And who's your credit card processor? I think you said Skybank
Yes.
Financial, correct? Okay.
Yes.
What are lead generation softwares? Central Stations does Microsoft integrate with? So what lead generation softwares and Central Stations does Microsoft integrate with?
So the lead generation, we don't integrate with a lead generation software. The monitoring stations that we are integrated with would be any MicroKey third-party monitoring station. We do have an integration with Rapid. We have an integration with NMC. We have an integration with USA. We have an integration with Avant-Garde.
Okay, 4 of them. 3 of whom I think are going to be presenting in the Central Station webinars. How available is tech support, customer service? What is response time?
That's a great question. We are very on response time. Our customer service, we're East Coast, so 8:30 to 5:30 are our hours of availability, and then we have after-hour support for the monitoring stations only. We have service level agreements. If you have a down, I cannot work, your call gets addressed immediately. If you have just a question, there's a different service level agreement for first response, which could be 4 hours. If it is something that is non-critical, we have up to 1 business day to call you back. We have a manager for the CRT group that manages every call that comes in, how long it takes us to respond. We review all of those matrices at the end of every month, and we make sure that everybody gets touched at the end of each day before the close of business.
When someone calls in for service, are they reaching a live operator or they're just leaving a message?
So to contact our CRT team, if you have a down, I can't access my system, you call and talk to an operator. If you're just submitting a ticket, we have a portal that they put in their tickets because we need to track when it was entered to when it was first taken by a support person. So the first entry for a non-down or a non-critical response, or they put in a ticket into like what's called our Zoho, our customer portal.
If necessary, though, they can reach somebody live?
Absolutely. We have a receptionist that manages the phone, and then if she steps away from the phone, we have an answering service, and the answering service also answers after hours. Live people.
Do you integrate with QuickBooks?
We do not.
Can you convert data from Alarm 7?
Yes, we have a lot of experience with that.
Do you not have integration with UCC monitoring station?
We do not have an integration with UCC monitoring station at the present time, but we do have any MAS monitoring station. We've written our API for the integration to that API, so it's not something that would be a big stretch for us to integrate with. So we have the backbones already done. It's just we haven't had any customers ask us for that specific integration yet.
I think you mentioned Rapid, NMC, USA.
Avant-Garde, USA.
Avant-Garde. What about COPS? No?
No.
does mobile app have ability to email customer an electronic work order in the field at completion of job?
It
Not,
absolutely does. And you could customize what data points the customer receives. And it's on your letterhead with your logo and all that great stuff.
okay. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned it sounded like you're doing some kind of backup for central station monitoring.
Mm-hmm.
If I heard that correctly. So that's not a primary, you're not trying to be a central station, are you?
No, no. So we have a lot of, like I said, we have a lot of monitoring stations, and some of the monitoring stations are feeling like that they're being forced to close by the big guys, right? Because they can't find staffing for second and third shift. So we're partnering with one of our third-party monitoring stations, and these guys can stay open. They can keep their monitoring station, but at 5 o'clock, when they're ready to go home, if they don't have somebody for second and third shift, the third-party monitoring station will actually process the alarms for them on their behalf.
Let me ask you some questions. I hope they're not unfair. So
Sure.
you know a very big issue in the industry right now, which we're going to address in the central station presentations, not the software presentations, is this work from home operators. So wouldn't a central station who is sending its signals to you be similar to a work from home operator arrangement?
Well, they're not sending it to me. This monitoring station is hosted at a UL monitoring station. So the signals are all going to the UL co-location, to the receiver bank there. And then they're being processed at an office, not people that work remotely from home. They're being processed by operators that are sitting in a UL monitoring station.
Well, so it's actually going to a central,
Yeah.
professional central station. I guess you haven't mentioned which one, so I guess you don't want to. But you're not doing it at Microsoft
No.
MicroKey's office. It's being done at a central station.
Correct.
So somehow a central station is arranging for its signals to be retransmitted to this other central station.
Right.
And that's what's going on.
Yep. So we're trying to keep the smaller monitoring stations competitive. They're boutique monitoring stations. We don't want everybody to get eaten alive by, the ADTs of the world. So we're giving them some options, because quite honestly, a lot of people aren't, if you've been running your own monitoring station, you got 6,000 accounts, 5,000 accounts. When you turn that over to a third party, a lot of folks aren't happy with the relinquishing of that, of that power. They're happy to not have to staff at second and third shift, but we're just creating options to help, support the boutique monitoring stations to keep them viable for as long as they want to.
So that's not really a operating management software function.
No.
That's a separate service.
That's a service. Yep.
Here, I noticed my name in this one, so this is a more important question. Are we able to send Ken's contracts to our customers to sign through MicroKey? Will MicroKey auto-populate fields on the contracts without having to do double data entry?
In this version, we're not that sophisticated to auto-populate, but we do have that on the roadmap.
Okay.
But they can send the contract for signature that's already been populated.
Right. Okay. And do you integrate with Affiliated?
Oh, yes. I forgot about that. We do integrate with Affiliated as well.
Okay. Well, last call for questions. Here we go. You got 10 seconds to send them in. Well, that's great. We ran over a little bit. Victoria, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Someone wants to know pricing.
The pricing can range from $1,500 to $10,000. Depends on what you need, what products you need, how many concurrent users. But I could get you connected with Chris, and he'd be happy to flesh out what you need. But entry level would be about $1,500.
Is that annual or monthly?
No, that's the getting started. That's not the monthly. That's like
a one-time fee.
Yeah, and then there would be a monthly associated to what modules that you purchased.
What would you say the average range is for?
If you're like, say you're small, you just have accounts receivable service, 2 technicians, maybe close to $200.
$200.
Yeah, like for a smaller, and then if you get the customer connect, if you get the payment portal, that adds a little bit more. 250 might, with the full,
What if
of
you're a
what I
larger size company, 20 techs or more?
20 techs or more, they could be looking at 450, 500, 600 bucks a month.
Okay. Do you provide in-person or virtual training or both?
We do both. And we have the online university, we have web training, we have specialists that'll come out and sit with your folks and sit with every department and do the training that way as well.
Okay, great. Okay, everybody, I want to thank you for attending. Again, you can listen to this in a couple of days. It'll be up and running. There'll be several places where you can find it. Anyone who needs any more information, here's the phone number for it. It's right on your screen. I don't think we have Victoria's home number and cell phone number yet, but we'll provide that if you need it. Any problems, call me and I'll get it for you. But it sounds to me like we're all set with all the information that we need. And I want to thank Victoria and I want to thank you all for attending. And with that, adios, everybody.
Bye. Thank you everyone for your time. Have a great day.